Okay, let me see here. Hello, mic check. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm just getting my stuff together. So while I'm doing that, I'll just explain that while I'm doing these readings, I'm going to be taking care of um, the clients who have already paid. So I won't have time to answer anything in the chat. Um, Everything that you need to know is in the chat in order to participate in the live reading session. So just keep that in mind. But I'm so glad that you all are here. Thank you for coming through. Um, yeah, yeah. I hope y'all's day is going well and that you are feeling sunny. It's like, Shauna, sunny isn't an emotion. It is today. Sunny is an emotion. And without further ado, we'll get started with client one. All right. So, client one says, "Hey, Shauna." Oh, you know what? I'm over here getting things started. I didn't put the timestamp and I forgot to put the timestamp in the last time. Let me get my life. All right. We got the timestamp. Okay. Hey, client one. Hey. Thank you for booking with me. I hope you're well. All right. So, client one says, "Hey, Shauna, I hope you're well. I previously got a reading, I previously got a reading about possibly dating my best friend's brother. Yes, I remember you, client one. How you doing?" After I had a conversation with her, it turns out you and Spirit were right. Spirit usually is. Um, but I'm grateful to be used as a messenger. I met someone at the end of January. Okay. And we really hit it off. We talk daily. That's nice. I'm really into him, but this connection seems too good to be true. Beats like that. He's a Gemini. You're a Cancer. So you have two questions. Your first question is he one? Oh, excuse me. Is this connection too good to be true? Okay. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Client one. All right. Is client one's new connection with the Gemini too good to be true? Is client one's new connection with the Gemini too good to be true? Okay. Client one's new connection with the Gemini too good to be true. All right. Is client one's new connection with the Gemini too good to be true? Let's find out. Here is client one's new connection with this Gemini too good to be true. They talking all the time since the end of January. Oop, here we go. So the first card is a no. Our second card is a yes, but that is the lovers. That's the lovers. And our last card is a no. So no, we got two no's out of three. No, it's not too good to be true. At the bottom of the deck, look at that. Yes. And that is the 10 of cups. There could be real fulfillment in this relationship as it grows, of course. You both have, you know, just really started talking, so it's one of those things that need to take slowly. It's nothing that you need to rush into. But yeah, this could be a successful love. Let's go to the spread here. We got the 9 of swords, the lovers, and the 5 of pentacles. You know, the lovers is in the middle of it, which is, it's a divine connection. It's one of those things that could be a like a fulfilling partnership, like I said. However, it's surrounded by some favorable less favorable cards, the 9 of swords and the 5 of pentacles. So this is one of those things where spirit is saying it's more about you, and you have an anxiety around some things like abandonment and being left out. It's one of those things where you have to realize when you come into this relationship, just like with the lovers, we have two whole people, and you have to realize that you are a whole person, just like this Gemini is. And it's one of those things where you have to remind yourself of that. Remind yourself that you are whole and you are worthy of whatever it is kind of love that he wants to give to you. And y'all don't have to be all up on each other. It's okay to have time separately, as time goes on and you go through the relationship. You get used to the relationship. It's one of those things where you can have lives separate and come together without feeling any insecurity, if that makes sense. Go to the love deck. Let's get this love deck out here. Okay. Let's get the energy surrounding this connection between client one and the Gemini. I'm excited for you, client one. And then we'll go on to your second question, client one. Yeah, let's get the energy, please, spirit, surrounding the connection between the Gemini and client one. Okay. What's the energy surrounding client one and the Gemini's connection? The energy surrounding words, client one and the Gemini's connection. What is the energy surrounding client one and the Gemini's connection? It's so new. Ooh. We have going with the flow. I know that's right. That's that's just what I said. That's what what spirit was telling me to tell you. And this is just confirmation because it's it seems like there's an energy of you kind of want to like rush things, but also I don't want to say clingy, but you can be insecure. Even with the question about is it too good to be true, you're deserving of a fulfilling, lovely, and um happy, content relationship with somebody who is loyal, somebody who you can trust, somebody who loves you, but can also have and lead a separate life from you. And you can still come together and be everything that y'all want to be within your relationship. What else? Surrounding this new connection between client one and this Gemini. I love it because, I know some Geminis. They be Gemini. Nothing against the Geminis, but y'all be Gemini. What else? Ooh, we listen. Unconditional love. This love isn't transactional. This is a grown ass man that you dealing with, client one. This isn't somebody who, has to, it's a give and take. No, 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 no. It's a give and receive. There is a difference, giving and receiving. This is somebody who's going to pour into you. At the bottom of this card, it says soul, love, long history, comfortable. This is somebody you can be vulnerable with, and they can be vulnerable with you. That's beautiful. That's that. I heard another reader say healing love. That's some real shit. I'm talking about, I'm trying to get some of that. Find one. What else? What else? Let's see. Always watching. Now that's a little creepy. Let me see. Let me tap in a little more, see what that's all about. At the bottom of the deck, it says adoration. It does say lurking, stalking. It says fantasizing. But Spirit said this is more about somebody that adores you and isn't creepy at all. As a matter of fact, the always watching might be about you. But that goes back into, that the insecurity that you may have that you may need to work on, and just trust that he is doing exactly what he said he's doing. If he doesn't give you a reason not to trust him, it's not the opposite, don't trust him until he gives you reasons to. Like this. That's not healthy. What else? Anything else? Yes. Ooh, I know that's right. Intimacy is what it says. And at the bottom of this card, it says sex, vulnerability, soul to soul, healing. Didn't I? Thank you, Spirit, for confirmation. Healing, love, intimacy. Okay, so we already understand that y'all probably gonna have some fire in between y'all with, y'all gonna be hot, but also about connecting souls and being vulnerable with each other. That's real intimacy. Real intimacy doesn't have anything to be do with being physical. It's about being able to bear yourself without judgment, and he be able to do that with you. And nobody's bringing up old shit in in the relationship. What else, please? Anything else for client one about what is surrounding this connection between him and his new guy? This new guy who is a Gemini. Okay, pop right out. Distance. Distance. At the bottom of this card, it says separation, longing for someone, differences in age, military, cultural. Oh, there may be some cultural differences, which you and he would need to, work through. Because that's what I'm getting, that there are some cultural differences. And I hear that there may be some differences in age, which is also a culture within itself. Like if you're a part of, if you're a millennial, and I think if I remember correctly, you are, and he's like Gen X, those are two different cultures. Unless you were born on a cusp like me. So it's like it's one of those things. Yeah. And he seems that he might live a little further than you, like not within a 30-minute drive. That's what I'm getting. Anything else for client one? The truth is, at the bottom of this card, it says confessions, reality check, heart to heart conversations. This is somebody that you need to be honest with at all times, um, about how you're feeling. If you are feeling insecure about something, eh, don't just start acting funny. We as humans, especially as humans who don't communicate face to face as much, we can just think that everybody reads minds, and they don't, or people should automatically know. Communicating is key, and it's always good to check in with each other when it's when you're feeling a ways, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. At the bottom of the deck is thinking of you. I love it. I'm sure he's thinking about you as you're thinking about him. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations, client. Well, let's go to your second question. So, um, let me see. The second question says, what are his intentions towards me? What are his intentions towards me? Okay. Let's see. Get which one? This one? Oh, no. This one. This one? Okay. This is client one, an oracle deck that my spirit guides and I created. It will never be in print. It's just for us. Since we're all here, just us. It's just for us. What's what are the Gemini's intentions towards client one? What are the Gemini's intentions towards client one, please, Spirit? Okay. What are the Gemini's intentions towards client one? Gemini's intentions towards client one, please. What are the intentions, Gemini's intentions towards client one? Excuse me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They gonna talk to me. What are Gemini's intentions towards client one? Okay. First one it came out. Oop, oop. Ain't that something? I don't know where it went. Eh. Is I look forward to our conversation and spending time with you. Yeah. Isn't that sweet? Okay, y'all. I don't know where the other one went. But this one flipped over. Doing the absolute most. What else? And I feel like that doing the absolute most, it feels like it's coming more so from him than it is from you. Because maybe it's almost like I'm getting this energy of you are in that this is too good to be true energy, because it's like sometimes you don't know how to respond. So he's feeling like, am I doing the absolute most? Like, am I doing too much? Do I need to calm down? Like, you know? Yeah. Anything else? Ooh, leaving is not on my to-do list. Seems like he ain't got no plans. He don't have any plans on bouncing anytime soon. That's so nice. That's mighty fine. That's a mighty fine. What else, Spirit? I need to get that one that fell somewhere. Maybe. Or maybe it didn't fall. Hmm. I'll see. That's it. That's it for this deck. Okay. Then they want me to pull out these. But first, no, seriously, let me find this card though. It's like there's so much space here, y'all. This is this ginormous room. Ooh. Mm. So what came out was, I like you, but I would rather be friends. You know, with this, it's spirit is giving me that start things slow. Take your time. Be friends first. Because a lot of times we have a tendency to skip that part and we end up being with people we don't even like. So this is that stage that y'all are in. It goes back to, the first card that came out when we were shuffling with the oracles. It goes back to this, going with the flow. So starting off as friends and building from there, to see where it goes. Because it sucks when you end up with somebody that you don't even, you realize, like, I don't even like you. Ain't that something? I mean, we've done it at least once. Well, I have. I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for myself. Anything else in this one about the Gemini's intentions towards client one? What are the Gemini's intentions towards client one? And then I will let you go, client one. All right. What are the Gemini's intentions towards client one? Ooh. Y'all didn't even see how that thing just flew and curved back. Oh, that's crazy. Gemini's intentions towards client one, please. All right, let's go through. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. So, first card that came out and flew on the floor is unbothered. At the bottom of the card, it says peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. Yeah, this is just going back to before where we talked about you not being in your head and becoming insecure, and sometimes it it cues the insecurities may come up, and that may be a cue for you to reframe, to do something else, become busy, so you don't have those negative thoughts cycling in your mind. Ruminating is what we call it. We don't want that. So be this doesn't mean be unbothered when he's around, act like his shit ain't shit. But when you start to ruminate on like past relationships, that ain't where you are right now. You have to be in the present. What also came out is recharge. Recharge. And what that says is mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. This goes with this. It's one of those things where you have to take that step back, especially when you start to ruminate about things that aren't true or make things up in your mind, because we have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to put past relationships into the current one. And that's not what we want. We don't want that for you. We don't want that for you. What came out also, don't freak out. It says catfish. And at the bottom, it says pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. Client one, if you haven't um, let down your hair or proverbial, proverbially hair or show this man, a real side of you, then it's time. Like you don't have to like vomit up all your feelings, but let him get a peek of the real, because it's hard to keep up a mask. It's hard to play a role when that role isn't really you. So if, you know, you are playing a role that you think he might like, stop that shit and be yourself, because he obviously likes you, right? Don't dim your light. Be you. The last one, and then I'll let you go, is luxury life. Luxury life says comfortable wealth, indulgence, enjoying rewards because I deserve it. And spirit wants me to focus in on because I deserve it. You deserve unconditional love with someone who you give unconditional love to, someone who you can be vulnerable with, someone who loves you for being client one on purpose. And y'all do the damn thing. You deserve it and nothing less. You deserve somebody, a whole ass person coming to you as a whole ass person and asking for nothing, but still will give you whatever you need. Is that it, Spirit? That's all, client one. I hope that helps you, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Thank you for booking with me, and thank you for trusting me with your energy. And until next time, bye, client one. All right. Hey, MG. Hey. Trying to get everything together. Okay, let me put these cards back up. Yeah, while I'm doing that, I hope everything is going well. Thank you for your patience. I see I had some. Hey, hi London. How you doing, London? My day is going well. I hope it's Dogie. Or could it be Doogie? Like, no, that would be two O's. Yeah. Either way, hey, how y'all doing? And if I didn't pronounce your name correctly, please charge it to my head and not my heart. And please correct me as well. All right. Put this here. I'll put this here so we can go on to client two. Let me get the timestamp ready for client two. Okay. We are at 33, 30. That's kind of cool. All right. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Your question, you have two questions. You said, I have a brother who died when we were children. I'm older and you're 29 years old now. My condolences, client two. So your first question is your brother one of your ancestors or spirit guides? Okay, let's find out. All right. Is client two's brother who transitioned when they were younger over to the 5D, is he one of client two's ancestors or spirit guides? Is client two's brother one of his ancestors or spirit guides? Got it. Okay. Is client two's brother one of his ancestors or spirit guides? Okay. So the first card, client two, is a yes. Second card is a yes. Last card is an absolute yes. That is three yeses. Yes, your brother is one of your benevolent ancestors. At the bottom of the deck, we have another yes. That's the family card, client two. That's beautiful. Many of the decisions that you've made that I'm feeling like maybe shouldn't have worked out, your brother had a hand in it. Your brother had a hand in it. Let's see. I'm s- Spirit is telling me to tell you that he wants you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And he wants you to be more definitive about decisions that you made. I don't know if you kind of flip back and forth, but if you're going to do it, do it. And if you're going to do it big. It's that's the energy that I'm getting. It's like, if you're going to do it big. Ain't no there's no point in like tiptoeing into it, unless it, you got to be quiet. But if you're going to do it with confidence. But going back to your yeses, it's the Magician, the Two of Cups, and the Empress. Those are two majors out of three cards. That's awesome, because that means this is something that affects more than your mundane life. This is a spiritual um experience, spiritual guidance. He's one of the forces that help you manifest the things that you have. And you can actually connect with him a little deeper if you want to. But he wants to help you get everything that you want. And he rolls with you hard. We have the Magician and the Empress here. These are two two people in the major arcana who get exactly what they want. They receive abundance. They are abundance. Um, that's what they are. And he wants you to see that you are the same. And together, y'all are like, gosh, why am I hearing Captain? Is it Captain Planet? With our powers combined. That that's what I'm hearing. Did y'all watch Captain Planet? Oh no. Yeah. It's I feel like you have some ideas. I don't know if you are a business person, client too, or if you are somebody who is making their way up into a corporate or something like that. But a lot of your ideas are like whispers from your brother. And you just have to pick one. They'll all bear fruit. They will all bear good fruit. It will all bear good fruit. And it would not hurt to connect with him deeper at all. No, it wouldn't hurt. Because y'all, this is like, this is the reason why I heard with our powers combined. It's like, it's it's like he never left. Although he left the physical world, he never left you. Yeah. Let's go to your second question. What advice does he have for me? I know I just gave you some, but let's see what else. Let's see what else. Um, they want me to go to a different oracle. This one? Okay. All right. What other advice does client two's benevolent ancestor, who is his brother, have for him? What other or additional advice does client two's benevolent ancestor, who is his brother, have for him? Mm, okay. Cards. These cards are being stubborn. Client two, can you be stubborn? Okay. What other advice does client two's benevolent ancestor, who is his brother, have for him? Additional advice for client two from his benevolent ancestor, who's his brother. Additional advice for client two from his brother. I'll tell you. Additional advice, please. Thank you. Y'all sure y'all want to use these cards? It's like, come on. There we go. Thank you. Oh, see, I talking shit. Talking shit to the spirit. They start throwing cards at you. Like, pick it up. Talking junk, play 52, pick up. Anything else, please? All right. Here we go. Get this one off the floor. Okay. Okay. So, your brother. Okay. So, the first one says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes on purpose. I'm hearing sometimes you just be doing shit. Like, literally, that's what how you said it. Like, you just be doing shit. I you didn't say how old yeah, you're 29. Okay. And well, that kind of makes sense then. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes on purpose. That's what your brother is saying. It's like, come on. It, think things through. Think things through. It feels like I- I'm hearing that that has also a lot to do with your dating life. I don't know if he really wants you to hone in or focus in on somebody who has some common sense. It's great that you are, I guess, you have options, but you don't have to try every option. Just because you're in a donut shop doesn't mean you have to eat and taste all the damn donuts. Pick one. Is what he said. Pick your favorite. And just, yeah. Let's go to the second one. Oh, he said things are turning around. This may be it feels like it's more about finances, and this may be more of a confirmation to you than anything. It's like you have been focused more on manifesting and being not just financially stable but financially viable, and things are turning around. But it's like you need to focus, and playing stupid games will take you off your focus. He also says, think bigger. The divine is not on a budget. Your brother ain't got no damn budget. You might have a budget, but your brother ain't got no damn budget. That's what he said. It's like, you ain't got no budget, son. Cash out. Um, we go back to that, you know, play stupid games card too. It's like, but don't be ridiculous though. Like, we manifest and let's manifest. Let's be real. Let's do this. Let's build. Let's become. You know, there's a time and place for fun, and then there's a time and place to work. Let's put in this work. It it's like he's given me a coach. Um, he reminds me actually of my my physical my physical trainer. Yeah. But he's always like, let's work. That's that's what I'm getting. Let's work, let's go. You know, like, and always pointing and shit. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting with him. He says also, your ego is on 15 out of 10. You need to turn that shit down to a 3. That's it. That's all. You see that? It says that's it. That's all. Yeah. It's like, you need to turn your ego down. Our egos get us into trouble. Our egos and our emotions, because we do things more impulsively when we're working out of our ego. We'll buy shit emotionally or out of ego. We'll try to make somebody learn a lesson because of our ego. We spend too much time worrying about shit that really ain't got anything to do with us because of our ego. Pocket watching, that's out of ego. And not saying that you pocket watch client too, but that's just an example, some examples. So your brother recommends that you turn your ego down to a 3. And another thing is, like, when we have all this ego in inside, it doesn't leave room for spiritual guidance, because that's us guiding ourselves. So if you wanted to connect with him in like more, it will require you to turn that ego down. Ask me how I know. There's somebody in the chat that can speak to this. that can like that can co-sign what I'm saying, because somebody, you know, is all Leo sometimes. But this ain't about me. The last one he that came out is attachment issues, emotional and or spiritual. There's some growing that needs to be done, some healing rather. Especially, I'm hearing around abandonment, and that may have it feels like that has a lot to do with childhood, and it's not going to be easy. It's not something that can just happen overnight. But it is something that you definitely want to look into, because when we do have attachment issues, we have a tendency to attract people who have the same issues, or they trigger those issues. And client 2, you are a whole ass person. If somebody has issues of their own, that's their issues. They don't have anything to do with you. So they a lot of times people like to make their issues someone else's. Yeah. So those are the you asked for advice from your brother, and he came with it. He came with the words. He came with all the words. Is there anything else? Okay. Which one? Okay, we're going to the Black Moon Lilith Oracle deck for your last message here, client two. Okay. What additional advice does client two's brother have for him? Additional advice from client two's brother. This is nice. I love this. What were the cartoon? The something twins from the 70s. That's that's what I'm getting. What additional advice does client two's brother have for him, please? Additional advice from client two's brother to client two. I want to give him some encouragement and be real. Additional advice from client two's brother to client two, please. Additional advice for client two's brother. Okay. Multiplication. Multiplication. Your higher self. That's what it says. It's the number 43. Wow. Just want you to look at that. Okay. I'm going to read what multiplication says because I do not know all of these cards. Okay. It's on page 9. The number 43 or 34 or the number 7 may mean something to you. I don't know if y'all can hear my dog snoring, but she getting it in right now. Hard. Okay. Page 98. Almost. Almost there. Okay. Multiplication, your higher self. The spiritual realm cannot exist without the physical. They interplay and weave in and around each other. Through consistency and practicality, we can manifest our dreams, wishes, and intentions from our imagination. The multiplication oracle card wants you to know the value of discipline, routine, and putting your new consciousness into practice each day. Sometimes we can lose sight of the real world when we hope and dream without doing multiplication. Is asking, excuse me. Sometimes we can lose sight of the real world when we hope and dream without doing. Multiplication is asking you to get down to business and truly embody the new you every single day. This is like further further evidence that your brother is like, let's work. He's like, let's do this. Like, let's stop playing. Let's get this shit done. The longer and more often you live in your truth, the more it becomes a natural part of you. The mathematical definition of multiplication is the repeated addition of a specific number. Habits, practice, and repetition are important when you reach the 11th gate of the magnum opus. You are becoming a master of your reality and on your way to fully achieving the philosopher's stone. While it's important to use your imagination to visualize what you desire, you must do the work to achieve it. Multiplication lays a strong foundation to build, and aligned reality. Okay. One of the recommended phase, multiplication phase shadow work says, each day, do one thing you absolutely love. This can be painting, singing, a new business idea, dancing, a hobby, whatever sets your soul on fire. This act will create repetition around your life to empower this part of you. And the quotation says, you are now locking in this higher version of yourself through ritual and daily practice. The universe is waiting to create through you. You know, it's very interesting that he pulled this card out because remember um when we looked at if he was one of your ancestors, the first card that came out was the magician, who is the manifester, and he is working with you to manifest. I absolutely love this. It's confirmation on confirmation on confirmation, and I do hope, client two, that you do stop playing stupid games and winning stupid ass prizes on purpose. Yeah, awesome. So, with that said, thank you. Thank you for booking with me, client two. I'm grateful for you. I wish you well. And I know you and your brother are going to do big things working together, especially now that you know that he walks with you and works with you. So, yeah, y'all get it in. Get to it. I hope this helps. And I hope it helped you for your highest good. Bye, client two. All right, y'all. Let me get some of this beverage in. And then we will move on to client three. We have um, six so far, six clients so far. Yeah. Okay. Client three, let me get your timestamp going. All right. Hey, client three. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Um, Client three, you have two questions as well. So you say you've been working at a company for 5.5 years and you believe your boss is doing everything to get you fired. Mm, that's unfortunate. I hate that's going on. So you want to know, your first question is it true if your boss is doing everything to get you fired? Let's find out. Is client three's boss doing everything in their power to get client three fired? Is client three's boss doing everything in their power to get client three fired? Okay. All right. Is client three's boss doing everything they can to get client three fired? Is client three's boss doing everything they can to get client three fired? First card, client three, is no, and it came out reversed. Second card is maybe, Six of Swords. Third card is a yes. And at the bottom of the deck is the Fool with another yes. But the fool down here, your boss would like you to leave. They would they would rather you quit. They would than them have to fire you. And that's for multiple reasons. Like I don't know um I don't know anything about HR, so I don't know how much paperwork is associated with somebody quitting versus being fired. I imagine, there's more. But yeah, with the fool here, they'd rather you just leave than have to do the actual firing. Because with firing, I'm being reminded with firing people, they usually when you work in a larger company, I don't know if you do, it has to be justified. They have to show, you know it has to be written, it has to be documented. Because a lot of places, I know, um from working at a lot of places, if it's not written down, it didn't happen. So we have the moon in reverse, the six of swords, and the lovers. And this really, it further, it's like further saying, like, yeah, they want you to leave it without any doubt. They would rather you go to a place that you like. It's almost with this moon in reverse. It's definitely not a hidden thing. I mean, you wouldn't have been um emailing if it was like I'm unsure, but obviously you're getting some inclination, right? So, um and your boss is doing, is it's very risky to make it well known that they want you out of there. Can you clarify the moon, please? Clarify the moon for us. So that's why it's like, it comes out as no, maybe, and yes. So yeah, they want you to leave, but they're not trying to fire you. They want you to leave on your own free will. And I don't know where you are, but I do know, like, in some states, um, especially if you like dealing in the South, because um basically when you quit a job, you're not getting unemployment. That's it is what it is. With certain states, it's not the same from every state. So that's determined state by state. Clarify the moon, please. Something wanted to come out but didn't. Clarify the moon. Okay. We got the three of swords that came out. And the eight of pentacles. Yeah. They want you to sever ties. They want you to leave. Your boss is ready for you to go. And I keep saying they because I don't know their identity or biological sex. But yeah, they are ready for you to go. They are ready for you to go. And they just waiting. They are biding their time, making you uncomfortable, doing what it is that they have to do to make you leave. I want to know what your boss's deal is. I know you didn't ask this, but I'm kind of being nosy a little bit. So let's find out what your boss's deal is. Why doesn't client three's boss like them? What is the deal? What is the deal between client three and their boss? Now, client three, Spirit be putting shit out there, just so you know. I don't know. We don't know what's gonna come out. Because like it could be that they just petty. You know, what is it? What is client three's boss's deal? Why doesn't client three's boss like them? What's going on? What is going on? Okay. Okay. Ooh. Anything else? Anything else about what's going on with client three's boss? Why they don't like them? No, it wouldn't come off. So I put it back. Is that it? All right, that's it. Let's see. First one that came out, client three, is boundaries. At the bottom, it says saying no firmly, protecting your peace, setting limits clearly. Enough is enough. This is one of those things, client three, that I'm getting, that you may just say, okay, you do what you want to. So I guess because you've been there almost 6 years, is what you said. And it's one of those things where you come in late, you push the boundaries. You push the boundaries. And it's not setting a great example for the other folks, your coworkers, your colleagues. And it's like they don't like that shit. It's almost like it's not almost like you are pretty much undermining the the policies. You make it seem like everybody can do what you do. Everybody can just kind of come and go as they please. And I'm just saying that as an example, because Spirit told me about like being late often. Um, so that's just one of them. And then what also came out is wake up call. Wake up call. At the bottom of that, it says spiritual awakening, sudden clarity, urgent awareness, can't ignore anymore. Basically, this isn't about spirituality. This is something where they just like, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. Like client three is doing the most. It's one thing to, you know, push the boundaries because, let's use that late thing, because life happens. Sometimes you have to call out. You may have a sick child, traffic, car issues, whatever. But it's one of those things where maybe you may do the most, do the most, and payback came out. At the bottom of that, it says consequences returning, karma cycle, what goes around comes around, time to settle accounts. Your boss making you uncomfortable, and I guess letting you know that they don't want you there anymore, is a form of payback. But it's also, the consequences of however the work environment has been. what you both have created. Last one that came out is retirement goals. At the bottom, it says long term stability, future planning, relaxation earned, living the dream. This isn't really about retirement. This is more about the stability, and the long term stability of the team, the cohesiveness. I'm getting that whatever is going on is throwing the whole team off, and your boss sees you as, if you were taken away from the team, uh, like taken out of the team, everything would be cohesive. They would have um a complete authority and everything would run smoothly. And this is not to say that you don't do, I don't see anything that says you don't do your job. You might just be a little comfortable in your job. And my question is, do you like your job? Because sometimes we go to workplaces just to be, just to get the check. It doesn't mean that we like it. Matter of fact, it may, and I've been in this situation where I have gone in workplaces and I had a disdain for being there, you know, and it was me. I was the problem. Looking back, I didn't see it in the moment, but is that one of the situations here? Yeah. So now that we know that, we can go on to the next question. Your next question is, what advice does spirit have on what you should do? Now, I'm going to use my animal deck. This is just a heads up and a trigger warning that this animal deck does have spiders in it. Also snakes, in case that, in case, or and eels, in case you are afraid of them or you have a phobia. So please use your discretion in watching and listening. What is your advice for client 3 regarding this situation with their boss and their job? Okay. What is your advice for client 3 regarding the situation with their boss and their job? We have the 4 of Wands reversed. Have the Will. And at the bottom of the deck, client 3, we have the King of Wands. Hmm. Interesting, client 3. You know, the King of Wands is somebody who is confident. A lot of times he is seen as a business owner as well. Somebody who may be in management. And I feel like I'm getting that that may be a place of pursuit that you may want to look into, with the 4 of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. This situation is about to become hostile, is it, if it isn't already, because the 4 of Wands is in reverse. Four of Wands is about unity, it's about community, it's about, it's 11-11 vibes. And when it's in the reverse, it ain't that, it ain't none of that. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a situation that you have to change. And what spirit is saying is that because of the environment, there's no going back. And it may be time for you to, mosey on. It may be time for you to mosey on while you still have a job. The best time to apply and get another job. And you may, because we do have the King of Wands here, you may, since you have this 5.5 years of experience of whatever it is you're doing, you may want to apply for a higher position, a position in management if you're not already in it. um what was behind that is the Knight of Cups, excuse me, because you will get an offer. You'd get an offer, and what came behind that is the Ten of Pentacles. This will be, you leaving the situation would actually be a good step in the right direction for you. It will be a good step in the right direction. And once you, this is behind the Ten of Pentacles. Once you get this position, you'll see, because you're going to have direct reports. If you don't have direct reports now, you'll see how your current boss, you'll be like, oh, mm, there'll be clarity, because you're not one of the employees when you're in management. It's a different feel, it's a different energy. You're set apart like the hermit. But it will, be a boost financially. So now I'm getting will be the time to apply for a different position. And can we do a time frame? We'll do a time frame because, like I said, you'll get an offer. You'll get an offer, but we'll see what the time frame looks like here. How long before client 3 gets an offer if they start applying tomorrow? How long before client 3 gets a viable offer? Let me say that. If they start applying tomorrow. Yeah, I hate that your work environment has become that way, client 3. Okay. But sometimes, you know, it's time to go. All right. How long will it take for client 3 to get a viable offer if they start applying to different jobs now? How long before? What did I say today? I don't know. Strange things have happened. And then at the bottom of the deck, faster than you think. So really, Spirit is saying you need to do that shit now. Because you really don't, the time is running out. The window is closing, and you'll get it faster than you think. That's at the bottom of the deck, client 3. Yeah, faster than you think. So go on and soup up that resume. You got the chat GPT out there to help you and the things. And I definitely wish you well. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, and thank you for trusting me to help clear this out. Clear this, make shit make sense. How about that? And I hope it helped you, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Client 3, thank you. Bye. All right, so let's go on to client 4. All right, after this, after client 4, we have 2 more. Unless, let's see, check my email to see anybody else came through. I think it's all. Hey, Greenie. How you feeling, Greenie? And just as a reminder, y'all, when I am in the middle of a reading, I will not respond, but I will respond to anything said in the chat afterwards. I want to give the clients all the respect they deserve and attention they deserve, as well as spirit, while we're doing the readings. But hey, Greenie. Yeah. Okay. All right. Client four. Let's see here. We're at 121. All right. Hey, client four. Thank you for booking with me. You have two questions. You said, I moved into an old house. It was built in the 1800s a few months ago, and I am experiencing some things I can't explain. Sometimes I hear loud pounding, like someone's knocking or beating on the walls upstairs when I'm downstairs, and you're the only person home. You've heard glass breaking in the kitchen. Okay. Okay. You've heard glass breaking in the kitchen, but all windows, plates, and anything made of glass in the kitchen is still intact. So your first question is, what's going on in your home? Mm, yeah, that's a very good question. Very good question, client four. Let's find out what's going on. What's going on in client four's home? Spirit, what is going on in client four's home? Spirit, what's going on in client four's home? I know that's probably like super scary. I'm not saying probably, I know it is scary. What's going on in client four's home to have things going on around you that you can't explain? And then not only that, but when you go and check and you want to see something tangible to confirm what you've heard and there's nothing there. Yeah. All right. Spirit, what's going on in client four's home? What is going on in client four's home? We have the three of cups that came out, client four. We have the five of arrows. Hmm. And the ace of cups. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the eight of cups. So, client four, I don't want you to. I'm going to say I don't want you to freak out, but you might. I don't want it. You know what? Feel what you feel, client four. But there are um other spirits. There are spirits in your home, and they want you to leave. They want you to leave. Let's go into the, yeah, we have the, again, the three of cups, the five of arrows, which is the five of swords, and the ace of cups. So they're doing whatever they have to do, to get you out of there. There's at least two that are there. So they want to do whatever makes you uncomfortable, um, to force you to leave. I'm going to clarify this five of arrows because that is of course like by all means, right? But I want to see like what we're talking about here with can you clarify the five of arrows, please, Spirit? Clarify the five of arrows. We have the king of arrows that came out. That's the king of swords. And the knight of arrows. One of these spirits is older. Like it's like older and more mature and definitely a lot more powerful than the other. This one is the older one is a lot more thoughtful, and the younger one is a lot more impulsive, and the older one has a lot more control over um how the younger one moves about. It's eh, they're more of a soldier than anything. They may even be related, honestly, like parent child. And I'm hearing, client for that, you said this house was built in the 1800s, but what I'm hearing basically that how they how they transitioned over was, it wasn't violent or anything. It was more like a sickness, something that we wouldn't perish from today because of vaccines and medicines and things. Not to say that people like influ I'm hearing influenza. People still perish from the flu. Um, but I'm getting that's how they transition and they are still there. And it feels like you aren't the first person. You're not the first they've gotten tried to get out the home. I don't know if you live with other people or if it's just you, but you wouldn't be the first. Yeah. Let me see. Let me get this deck here. Should client four fear for their safety? Should client four fear for their safety? Should client four fear for their safety? I hate that you're going through this, client four, or anyone else's safety, as a matter of fact, that lives in the home. Should client four fear for anyone else's safety in the home? Should client four fear for their safety or anyone else's safety in the home? Should client four fear for their safety or anyone else's safety in the home? Three of Cups came out again. That's a yes. Then we have a maybe. And then we have a yes. So yeah. At the bottom of the deck is judgment. This is one of those things where this is definitely a wake up call. Um and it's one of those situations where the longer that you stay there, the worse it's going to get. The more active they're going to become. Um like I said, it's a separate deck, and the Three of Cups came out again with the High Priestess and the King of Cups. This is a situation that you don't want to meddle with, because like I said, with the Five of Swords out there, these spirits would do whatever they need to do. And this is one of those situations where spirit is saying you definitely need to use your intuition, because we have two intuitive cards out here, very intuitive people. And if you feel that you aren't safe, definitely go with that, because they are prone to, right now they're doing physical things, but they are prone to psychic attacks, um, as well as other things to make sure that you are getting as uncomfortable as possible. And I'm feeling like you might be an empath, so it's going to be even worse for you as an empath and as somebody who is spiritually connected, because this is, since they've been doing it so long, this is something that's, it's like fun for them. This is fun for them. I mean, they want to be alone. They want to be left to their own devices. However, they don't mind a little entertainment, essentially. And they will work together to do whatever needs to be done to accomplish the goal, which is to get you to exit the home. I'm hearing by hook or by crook. Your next question is what you should do. Spirit advice. Okay. Um, okay. I was seeing if they wanted me to use one of the oracles, but they want to use this deck. Go to the tarot. What should client four do? What's your advice, spirit, for client four regarding this situation? What should client four do? What should client four do? Yeah, I hate that you're going through this, client four. My heart goes out to you. What should client four do given the situation with the spirits? And wow, okay. What came out already was the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and death. Just so you know, client four, you don't freak out. Death doesn't mean, your demise or anything like that. Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Have you talked to anybody about this? Like, I don't know if you have a parent or a parental figure or somebody that you really, really trust. Um, and they basically told you to, because I'm getting that with this Four of Cups here, there was an opportunity for you to actually leave, but it was one of those situations maybe where you're like, nah, it's okay. I don't want to leave. I just want to, I just want to be at peace. One of those situations. And you basically decline the opportunity to leave. Um, and with the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and Death, um, Spirit is saying that in order for all this to end, you may really want to consider taking whoever offered you. I don't know if this person is a mother figure, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here. If this is a best friend who is a parent and a business owner, this is somebody, whoever this is, they make sure everybody's okay, and they were sincerely offering, to get you out of a fucked up situation, a possibly fucked up situation. And with the Hermit here, Spirit is saying, look, check within, check yourself. You feel it. You feel the feels that are telling you, like, hey, the lights are flashing. Hey, girl. Or sorry, hey, client four. Hey, client four. Like, we got to go. It's time to go. Like, it was cute. It was cool in a house, that was from the 1800s, but mm-mm, this ain't what you want. Like, I don't know if this is a rental. I don't know if this is a place that you are buying. If this is a rental, Spirit's like, break the lease. If this is a place that you have bought, Spirit is telling me to tell you to, you may want to book a personal reading, like off the live. Off the live. But either way, Spirit is saying that either way, you need to get out of the home. There's some, if this is a home that you have bought, you're on the hook, right? But you still need to get out the home. You still need to get out the home. And then when you book for a reading, Spirit can direct you in what you need to know. But you definitely need to get out the home for sure. And when you leave, after you leave, whichever, you know, whether you're renting or you're buying, whichever is going on, when you leave, spiritual bath for 3 days consecutively, because you need to get that energy off of you. And what I'll do, uh, client four, is I'll send you an email, since I do have your email, of the directions that Spirit has for you for that spiritual bath. But yeah, 3 days consecutively. But yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Is there anything else, Spirit? That's all, client four. I do hate that you are going through this. I do wish you well. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. And please, please consider getting, if you own that home, please consider getting a personal reading so we can, you know, consult, have more time to consult with spirit. I hope this helps, and I hope this helped you for your highest good. Thanks. Have a good night. All right. Wow. Let's go to client 5. All right. We got one more at the client 5, y'all. One more. Okay. Client 5. Let me get your timestamp going. And I appreciate all the energy y'all come in with. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for lending your energy and coming through, y'all. Hey, client, how you feeling? Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, so you have one question, and your message is, hello, Shauna. Hey. I'm excited to get a reading from you. I'm excited you're getting a reading from me. You are a 42-year-old woman, and you've been in hermit mode for almost 2 years. Okay. You've been focusing on healing and elevating. I love it. 99% of your friends have been removed from your life. I understand that. Sometimes you wish you had a friend who's nearby in the 3D. Understand that. You recently met another 40 something year old woman at a spiritual conference. Okay. She seems really nice. However, you're not sure if you should invest time and energy into this potential friendship. What is spirit's advice? Okay, let's find out. I'm glad you met somebody. And yeah, client 5, it could be difficult to be in in hermit mode. Um Listen, I've been in hermit shit about 3 years. maybe maybe longer actually, but I'll get to it. Let's find out what's going on. What's the energy surrounding? That's what we're going to find out first. Okay. The energy surrounding this new lady friend, potential lady friend that you met at a spiritual conference. Let's see. And then we'll get the advice. What is the energy surrounding this potential lady friend that client 5 met at the spiritual conference? And what are their intentions for client 5? What is the energy surrounding this potential friend for client 5 that she met? Oop, yep, 1, 2, 4 at a spiritual conference. What is the energy surrounding this potential friend that client 5 met at a spiritual conference? Anything else? Yeah, okay. Anything else here? What else? What else, spirit? All right. Is that it? Okay. So, oop, one of the cards fell on the floor. All right. We have catfish that came out, client 5. At the bottom of the card, it says pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. She definitely has her representative, um, like in the forefront. I'm not really getting um like negative or malice behind it. It is giving that y'all met at a spiritual conference, and I don't know. It feels like she questions her level of spirituality. I don't know what level or where you are in your spiritual, but um it's giving that she's in, like, testing the waters. What else came out is rebound. It says temporary comfort, avoiding loneliness, quick replacement, just to forget. So this is one of those things where she went to the conference on a whim. I think she may have, I feel like she's had some bad interactions before with friends. And you can be on a rebound in friendship too, and think that you can replace certain people in your life who played a major part in your life with people you just met. And it's given that type of vibe. Um, Especially when it's one of those I like what you like situations. So she may not be as spiritual as you, but if you're talking about something and you hear like, "Oh, me too," it's probably not. It's she's probably not doing that shit. That's what I'm getting, and it's more so of, being in that energy because she's trying to cling to somebody. She's looking for something that she doesn't have anymore. What also came out here is hopeless romantic. Hopeless romantic. It says believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, forever dreaming. Yeah. This is one of those situations. It's that thing. You like what I like. I like what you like, rather. And it's really coming from a place of loneliness. You know how you are in a space of hermit on purpose. It is for your spiritual growth. It is for protection. It is for um, you know, getting a deeper connection with your higher self and with your spirit team, with whomever it is, client five, that you lean into spiritually. And this this lady isn't there. It's more so of loneliness, and it's anything that she may be agreeing to or that she likes that you like. It's like that. It's that hopeless romantic. It's that idealization of, a friend, um who is just easy to get along with, someone who knows you, but you won't really know a damn thing about her because not everything is going to be true. Blind date came out. Blind date says surprise meeting, unexpected chemistry, awkward introduction, could be love or disaster. Spirit is focusing on the could be love or disaster situation. Um, because y'all obviously have chemistry, because you obviously you're asking about her, right? You're asking about a potential friend. However, this is one of those as oh, okay. My apologies, client five. It seems I was disconnected and then reconnected. So I was going over um blind date, and spirit had me focusing in on could be love or could be a disaster. And another thing with the unexpected chemistry, because you and she as friends, potential friends, y'all had chemistry, you wouldn't be reaching out, right? There was, you felt something, you, there was a connection there, possible friendship. But it is a, it's like a blind date, where the more that you kind of talk to her, the more you'll find out, like, you know what, nah, because that was the other side of things. It was like, I don't know about this, I don't know about this situation. So those things where you were surprised, but I don't think this was a surprise meeting. I think this was with divine timing out. I feel like this is, this was more of a test. You know, you've been in hermit for a reason. At the bottom of this card, it says patience required. It says trusting the process, perfect timing when it's meant to be. And this is one of those situations, client five, where you have to practice patience. You're in hermit mode for a reason. And it is definitely about connecting uh, with your spirit team, but also connecting with yourself, your higher self, because there are going to be certain things that you pick up on, like you, it seems like you're picking up on now with this meeting between you and this lady at the spiritual conference. um and yeah, this is, it feels like you honed in on the fact that this could potentially be a friendship, but maybe not. And you're kind of like filling it out, as you should, because everybody doesn't deserve your energy. Not everybody is supposed to be in your space, especially when you are in the process of elevating and evolving towards your higher self, towards, transforming towards the divine. This, everybody isn't supposed to come in client five's energy on purpose. So let's go to the advice here. What's the advice here? Now that we got some insight on what's going on, the intentions of this possible friend for client five, what's your advice, spirit, for client five with this potential potential friendship? Let's see what the advice is. I'm glad you got out though. Went to went to the spiritual conference. Let's see. What's the advice? Okay. First card out, strength. And spirit wants me to tell you to hone in on that little mouse that has the red string tied around the lion's mouth. Like, that's spirit saying, like, hold your peace. Like, just chill, be patient. Your soul family is coming. Keep doing the work. Let's see what else. Six swords. It's literally what I said. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of rose, or the 10 of swords. Yeah, you're coming out of a situation. It's been 2 years, but you've been, I feel like I'm getting that you've been in some really around some energies who really didn't deserve you, client five. They weren't friends to you, although you were a friend to them. And spirit is saying, hold fast, just chill. It's okay to get to know people and to talk to people and be friendly, but we're taking you somewhere with the Six of Swords here. We're taking you somewhere. We removed you. You were removed from what you were doing and who you were doing it with on purpose. So you could not just invest in yourself, but we can invest in you. They dropping gems on you right now. And everybody doesn't need to be in your energy. So just hold on. Hold on. And there is they're starting to bring you out, it seems, a little bit because you went to this conference. But hold on. There's still a little more work you have to do. There's still some growth. There's still some return on investment you can look forward to. Yeah. Because yeah, you're like this not a, I don't know what kind of animal this is. It looks like a fox, but I don't think it's a fox. I don't That's not a fox. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's cute, even though it got a whole bunch of arrows in it. Yeah. But you've come from a people with fucking around on you. They were like they won't shit. They stabbed you in the back, and this is one of those situations. I heard another. Um, this resonated with me. I heard another reader say this one time, especially when I started in my hermit journey. Um, you get to a point where it's just like, man, I kind of want to be around people, and then as you grow and you connect more and you become your relationship with your spirit team becomes like the foundation is like unshakable. It's you're moving cohesively with them because you've been meditating, you've been doing the work, you've been putting it in. You realize that the only validation that you need is within and from them. And when you are connecting with them, you connected with God and your angels and them, and it's just like, hmm, maybe I don't need people like that. Like, oh, okay. Like they all right. People are cool. Like they cool and stuff, but y'all just be riding. Like, they make waves. They make shit happen. And when you know that, when you start to trust beyond all logic, man, that's some woman. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. Trusting beyond all logic. Oh, that's some real shit. Or if you grew up in the church, faith the size of a grain of a mustard seed. A mustard seed is real small, but we're talking about a grain of a mustard seed. When you have that type of faith and trust in your spirit team, in your higher self, in angels, whoever it is you have behind you and working with you, client five, you could take or leave people. You have friends and not have friends. But in this situation, they're going to lead you to your spirit, your soul family. They're going to lead you to them. You the one, you in the front. This is you. That's that's your spirit team taking your ass to your soul family. like that. So just hold fast. It seems like this lady, although she may be nice, she's not meant to be in your life like that. She's not meant to be in your life like that. And that's okay. That's okay. Is that it, Spirit? That's all. Thank you. Thank you, Client Five. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. I hope this helps you and I hope it helped you for your highest good. And good night. We got one last client, y'all. Thank you for rocking out with me and lending me your positive energy. Okay, let's see. Let's see. The dang live restarted and it mucked up my whole time stamping. Son of a. Okay. Here we go, client six. Get your time stamp going. All right. Hey, client six. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. You have, it seems, two yes, no questions. So let's get to it. Your first question is my wife cheating on me with someone from her job? I am, I hate that you have to ask this question, client six, excuse me. Let's find out. Is client six's wife cheating on them with someone from her job? Is client six's wife cheating on them with someone from her job? All right. Is client six's wife cheating on them with someone from her job? First card is yes. Second card is yes. Third card is yes. So client six, it appears she is. Um, at the bottom of the deck is another yes with judgment. It feels like this is a situation six that happened before it ended and then it started back up because the judgment card can be about renewal. You know, it can be about rebirth. So this is something that stopped but then started back again. Um, and with the nine of cups, the three of pentacles, the queen of pentacles, yeah, it's definitely work involved, and they're comfortable. They are super comfortable who with that nine of cups there. Feeling like this might be somebody that either has been there longer than her, has like or has a higher level. You know how you can be, um, for lack of a better term, a regular employee and then you have a senior level. I feel like this is somebody that might be a senior level, not necessarily her boss, but definitely somebody who is at a higher level. All right. So your second question is it Cedric? Yeah. Is it the guy or the person who is named Cedric? Cedric. Is it the person who is named Cedric? So we have a yes, we have another yes with the lovers here, and we have the strength card with the yes. So yes, it is them. Hmm. Temperance, another yes at the bottom of the deck. Again, this is a reconciliation. It's one of those things like spirit keeps honing in on the fact that this is something that, and I guess this is a confirmation for you, it's something that had stopped, but it is something that started back up. You know, they feel things are easy. I know that's not something that you want to hear, but we got the two of wands, we have the lovers, we have strength here. It feels easy. Um, and of course, it is because uh, they don't have all of the aspects of a real relationship. Like this is a work thing. So bills, possibly children, you know, all the other outside influences. So I'm taking a little more time on this than I should because this is a yes no. Um, but one last thing Spirit is telling me to advise you is that there may be to leave the situation that you are in with her. Excuse me. And you need to do what you need to do to protect yourself legally, whatever that is. Legally, like I don't know if you live in a state because I'm hearing um this is something that you would talk to a lawyer about. I can't give legal advice, but I hear the phrase alienation of affection. Do with that what you will. But I would, uh, Spirit is suggesting reaching out to a lawyer because it's not looking like it's ending anytime soon. Matter of fact, they might be planning to be with each other. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I apologize that this is happening to you, but I am grateful that you reached out to get confirmation, although it is most likely something you did not want to hear confirmed. So, with that said, I wish you well and thank you for booking with me and trusting me with your energy. Bye, number 6. All right, y'all. I'm gonna check my email one last time to see if we have any new clients. And we do not. All right. So thank you everybody for coming through. Those who are new, those who have been with me. Thank you, MG, for rocking with me and coming through. Um, and lending your energy, your positive energy. Thank you for all the clients who participated. I'm grateful for each and every one of y'all. And until next time, I wish y'all well. Uh, be safe. And I hope, even if you were just watching, I hope it helped you for your highest good. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.